We're at Stanford University because we've been invited to join in action a groundbreaking study into the differences between how police officers treat black people and white people.
So tell me about your project here.
So we've been working with the Oakland Police Department on analyzing footage from body-worn cameras. They clip them on the front of their uniform. And let me just show you a piece of footage, actually, that comes from a stop from one of these cameras.
Can you turn the car off for me, sir? Is the engine off?
How much footage do you have?
Oakland has had footage for maybe nearly 7 years now, and so there's a huge amount of footage. Well, we're interested in stepping back and actually looking at the footage as data, and to not just look at the footage for one case, but to look at the footage for all of these stops.
What kinds of patterns do you think you could detect?
Well, we want to look to see, for example, if African Americans are treated any differently from white Americans during these stops. And we're using these computational linguistic tools help us to understand the language used in these stops.
Yeah, do you have your driver's license with you, sir?
What Eberhardt's researchers have found sheds new light on how police officers across America treat white people and black people.
Pretty good. They're gonna pull you over. You got a brake light out back there on your passenger side. You aware of it?
Oh, if I get out this second, I can fix it.
All right.
Put your hands behind your back.
Why did y'all stop me for one?
Face away.
Why did you stop me?
So what I'm interested in is not just what the officer is saying, but when they're saying it. And it turns out that the order in which the officers say things matters a lot.
So what does one of these conversations typically look like?
So a typical conversation starts with a greeting, goes on to giving the reason for the stop, and then giving the documents, or asking for documents. Such
License and registration, please. Yep. What has your data told you about the differences between the script that a white person receives and the script that a black person receives?
Based on our analysis of around 1,000 stops, what we see is that white motorists are given the reason for the stop more earlier on in the conversations and more consistently than black motorists. And sometimes black motorists are not given the reason for the stop at all.
Wow.
Baby, what the you stop! You stop!
It's the other side here, your brake light.
Oh, my brake light?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Okay.
I'll get it fixed.
All right.
So I'm looking specifically at respect. And once we can identify these particular things about the officer's language, we can make an estimate of sort of their overall respectfulness at any given time. And so a key part of that is looking at how particular kinds of words are being used more when an officer is speaking to a black person versus a white person.
Right. Apologizing, reassurance, formal titles.
Those, for instance, we would traditionally think of as pretty respectful, and it turns out that they're significantly more common in stops when the officer is talking to a white community member.
Wow, but questions where they're probing for more information, informal titles.
Like dude and bro and man.
Right. Oh, wow, and hands on the wheel. I can tell you right now, I have never been told to put my hands on the wheel.
Those words are more common in stops with black community members.
Wow.
A surprising fact is that if we just look at the words that were used by the officer, we can predict the race of the person that they're talking to about 2/3 of the time.
Wow, even if you don't know the race of the person that was stopped, you can tell it from how that person was spoken to. That's crazy.
I'm asking for the reason why we're being pulled over.
A black person who gets pulled over is worried about how they're going to be treated.
Why are you pulling me out of my car? Sir, take your hands off of me.
They see these officer-involved shootings, say, on television.
I have no weapons.
They know other people who've been pulled over.
This is assault.
Turn around.
They've heard stories about negative interactions with the police.
Excessive force.
How is this going to go for me? Right? That's what they're thinking. How is this going to go for me?